All right. Okay, so tonight I want to talk about drawing and um, sketch color application. And so if I have, let's see here. Mhm. Mhm. Darker pencil, show up better. Plant in corner. Um, engine. Better. Opa. Console table, big console here. Show if I can break that out. Two, and I'm gonna have like some. All right, so just as a sketch idea of an interior, I'm not sure about that. But close that space a little bit. All right, so I want to draw this space looking across it diagonally. And so smaller. See that? That's just for me to see. Um, Starting with 2-point perspective, somewhere around my middle to a little bit above the middle of the sheet. I want to give myself a horizon line, keep it as straight as I can, give myself some vanishing points here. And then make this like a 9-foot or something like that. So I'll approximate that it's a little bit less above the horizon line than below. From the right vanishing point, Try to keep this straight. And don't bend it down. Straight and don't bend it down. This one's easier because it's closer. Something like that. All right. Sketch this plant there. I'm going to approximate how much wall I have coming out from the corner and just say like there, my windows will be in here. And then I'm going to have this, I've got like a credenza set up beneath the windows. I'll work on the heights of that in a second. What I have here, I've got a table. Something like that, and then my sofa. Drop your pencil. Okay. So the lower part on the floor, especially as I get away from the vanishing point, will look more distorted. But as I do like my heights, make sure to keep the back of the sofa below the horizon line, well enough below the horizon line that it looks like an approximately realistic height for the space. But again, you are approximating scale. Careful of bending this down too much. Okay. All right, good. Some kind of like a lower back sofa. Okay. Make the width of the arm that's closer bigger. Seat. And of course, you're looking, you're doing a design of this, you'd be looking at a piece of furniture. As a demonstration, I'm doing this as an approximation of a design from memory. Bottom done over there. Go. Okay. Good. Center. Center. Here. It's good. Bend that too much. Scribble. Little tree. Little baby interior tree. And I'll have coffee table, and another side table here. Just approximately center the table. Front of sofa. I'm not going to get anything else out here. There would be too much distortion. Oh, a great big painting on my wall too. Okay, this way. Another there, and then something like here is where the window can be. And then so this. Window. And I have the condense is not quite as wide as the window. Just put something. Probably put things, books, tchotchkes, who knows what. Watch out, making those legs come down too far, the back legs. All right. So the height of this coffee table right here, I'm going to go like the base of the front of the sofa is like right about down here. If I go over to the base of that, up to the seat height, and then back out, that's going to give me about coffee table height. Like seat height and coffee table can both be around 18 inches. And I made that a rectangle first. And then I'm going to curve it. And that's good. There. So the amount of detail is much less than you might draw in the 107 class. But I want it to look like, it's got. I want it to be correct enough in perspective. And this is like goofy looking. Okay, that's good. Harder edge there, upper edge there, harder edge there. I've got a table still to do here, and that's gonna go like somewhere here. Okay. So reading lamp there. I guess I leave this rectangular for the time being. Looks a little bit too small. It's not tall enough. So here, if I see that it looks like I drew it and it's like that looks too tiny, then I will just push the height higher and that looks better. The height was way down here. So I won't mess around and wait. I'll just change it. And these legs are kind of imitating like a tapered, like a leg that's a tapered cylinder, kind of like that. So, anyway, some big abstraction. Maybe I'll do something more with what I want. Okay. Let's just clarify window and window treatment. Framing around the window. This is going to be on the home sash. Something like that. Right. Mhm. 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 Moving or something. Okay. All right, this is starting to fill in a little bit. I think I want some baseboard molding. Like thin crown molding. And, um, hmm, track lighting. I want to, if this is the spot for my painting, and I want to center the track lighting here because I planned the two together. I go up from the edge of the painting to the ceiling edge and then out in perspective. I could locate, like this right here is the width of the painting up on the ceiling. So my track doesn't necessarily have to be exactly the width of the painting, but if I know, like if I make it a little bit bigger, and I have some idea that it should be a certain size. And if you look up the kind of luminaire that you have for track, you've got like a little, there's a bit that holds it into the track, and then there is a little post, and then like a carriage that holds on to the lamp, or the whole like luminaire, the lamp is inside there. And do and for this kind of thing, I have some like track lighting in my home. I work, I deal with it at different places where I teach drawing classes, so I'm familiar with the way the stuff looks and how it like actually this needs to go this bracket. What's this in here? But if you're not familiar with light, like what different luminaires look like, then you should look them up and see. What that looks like, and this is my approximation of it. Okay. Good enough. Sketch. I'm not gonna sit there and try to make it look perfect. As long as you know, like, you know what that is, good. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe I have like hardwood. Let's see, now I want the hardwood to go the long way. So coming out from the left vanishing point, give myself some striping. Okay. I might be ready for some color here. Maybe I want like an area carpet. Nah, I don't want that. I just want to leave it. Hardwood floor, because I like hardwood floor. I'm going to use my eraser to start giving myself, clean up some of this, the stray marks and the smudging. Okay, how's this look to you so far? Decent?
Looks good.
Yeah, looks really good.
Okay. So I might start with, I'm gonna clean up some more of this. Here, here. I don't have to get rid of every last stray pencil mark, but if I want to put a little bit of color on this, then I want to clean up some of the graphite so that it doesn't smudge too badly with my pencil. I'm sorry, but like the pencil doesn't smudge into the marker. Here will be like some trees.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I remember last class we ended up just printing out our stuff. Are we not doing that?
You can make some, like, I want you to do the sketching. You could make a copy if you want to do some sketch, like some color testing. Yeah.
Okay, just curious. I
Yeah.
remember last class we ended up printing out our things and then coloring.
Yeah. You could do that, like, if you just like, if you take, like, if I were to take this and clean it up and then make a photocopy of it, then the graphite won't mix into the marker. So that is a good point, and so we can do that on Wednesday.
Okay.
Or if you want to if you have a clean enough drawing, you want to just get to it before class on Wednesday, you go right ahead. Okay. I might start. So like if I want to do even like shadow, and so this is N1, so it's a pretty light marker. So the vertical surfaces, there's sort of like a logic to how like light and shadow appear on objects. Vertical surfaces tend to be darker, horizontal surfaces tend to be lighter. So one thing that like starting with like a light gray can do for you is help you to see contrast and light and shadow. I would be careful about getting too dark. Even that was kind of nice as a beginning. So I can start to see some volume of some of these objects. Shadow on the floor. That's good. Shadow at the edge of the floor near the wall. Okay. Good. So that starts to give it a little bit more dimension and depth and give the objects a little bit of volume. Now, there are some different ways you can do this. There's no better. Sharpener, it's right here. Let's say, for example, um, let's say I have this, like, this sofa is gonna be, this green color, which is a colored pencil, and it is kelp green. I could do the gray, and I want to see what it looks like if I just apply this kelp green somewhat evenly to the whole thing. Might overdo it. Yeah, it's okay. The colored pencil is a bit, it's not as solid as the marker. So doing like a gray and then colored pencil, it might work, but you might have to work a little harder to get it to show up. And it's a little hard to see the color, but maybe what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over my side here, and it'll make the green pencil cover a little better. That's better. The colored pencil has a hard time looking like a uniform solid surface, just because you can see the way like this doesn't really like this. You still see the like texture of the paper, so it doesn't really fill it all in. The marker does, and that tends to look more like the kind of surface that you're drawing here. Okay, and if you're just trying to communicate like in a sketch, like an approximate color, this might be just fine right here. Um, but I also might have a green. You can see like this green marker is a lot more solid than that. This is a little bit more forgiving in terms of like if I start light, I can make it darker. Once I use this green, that's kind of like you could use like maybe some white over it, but it might just get, you want to be careful about getting too dark too fast. I might use the brush nib over here on my plant. And just kind of stipple, sketch as a way of beginning. Oh, that's not bad. Wood. Clean out my this marker is a little weak. That's not bad. There even be enough. Okay. And brick beige, an old friend. Um, And I'm gonna come back and maybe make this table a little darker. Or at least just improve the contours so I can see it with the floor color there. You know, my vanishing point here. I am making my flooring go this direction, so I have to use this. So I just go right over my, hey, that's not bad. Kind of works. Okay, helps to keep at times, you know, keep coming back to the like check where your vanishing point is at. So here, like some of these little like marks here where my marker starts, I might come back and like kind of clean some of those guys up. But that's not bad. I'm gonna make my, just in terms of design, I think the hardwood and the tables should not be so similar in color. And so I'm gonna make this darker wood. And I still want to keep like, I don't want to make it too even. I want it to look like there's maybe a little reflection or some just a little bit of luster to the wood. That's good. Some thinner marks. It's not bad. Okay. Need like a reddish pillow there. Little bit of color. Do I dare use the same wood over here? That might get redundant. We'll see. Okay. Look around. I might do just a few like short edges here going to this vanishing point to be the end of some of the boards. And just pull this out from there, and there. There. It's a little bit sloppy, but that's okay. I'll just, maybe I won't worry about that. I'll just do it with the marker. And go a little slower. As the board, hardwood flooring, there's always variation in the color. Actually, there usually is like traditional, like oak flooring. There's always variation in the color of the wood. That's good. That's good. So as long as I'm communicating what the flooring is, like the color and the material, this is okay. That is okay. I'm gonna try a little like. That is a similar color. We'll see. So, if this is something like you're sketching something out and you're just trying to think about color. So Tori's point is a good one. To do the drawing, if you make some copies, you can try different color, like different applications of color. But mainly I want to demonstrate here the way, like what these like application, like the sketching rendering can look like. Okay, this guy, let me see. What if this is some weird little painted blue piece of furniture that I bought because I kind of liked it. I might want to put some things on it. I think I sealed that pencil under there. Okay. Now I got some picture of old mom and dad. I don't know what I want there. What I would want here, maybe just like a place to stack papers or books or things. Um, mm, I might want some fine pen marks here too. There's my giant dictionary. Big art book. Um, Once you have your pencil contour established, you can ink this, which can help for clarity. So I'm gonna say you don't have to ink it. Okay. Um, light. don't want that color. Yeah, if the walls are off-white, you're really not gonna do a lot with color. You might have like, I've got this really warm white, but I don't know if that's quite gonna be the right. This is like a beige. Oh yeah, that's okay. Uh-oh, I'm smearing my, see what happens, you smear your pencil. But when you use a really light color, then it will change, it'll interfere with your color. So like if you're going to, suggest a certain color to the interior, that's not bad. That's not too strong of a color. We'll go around my sofa and all that. That's okay. Worried that would be a little too strong. Leave the ceiling white. I might have just like a little shadow up there, but my N1 is just a little too dark for that. So sometimes you might use like some light pencil. Smudge it just to give it something up there so that it doesn't look blank. Exterior, I've got this light green out here. Blue. Sky. That's good. That's enough for outside, for the outside to tell me that there's trees out there. Okay. Artwork. I'm gonna look at like some, let's see here. Hmm. All right. I'll show you like an old favorite, some early, I guess like some mid-century Franz Klein, who was a um, pretty big time American painter of the middle of the 20th century. Sort of part of that New York School abstract expressionist movement. So we have these big, bold, big pencil. Okay. This is going to be dark, dark gray. I could use a dark color. If I'm making, I'm kind of like just saying I've got some contemporary art here. I could use a different like color, but I want to give it this stark. Special black is starting to fade out on me. One. A little better. Toot, 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 toot. See, contemporary, anybody can do contemporary art. Look at that. As long as you have an example. Well, he didn't. He kind of made some of that stuff up. Some, I see some other colors like some greens and ochres in here. I think I'm going to maybe throw in a little bit of that around the edge. Mix them a little bit, make it look a little bit more intentional as a painting. And do a little bit of my own freestyle in here. Right. Crusty and one. That's not bad. It's almost as if I commissioned Franz Klein himself to do this for my client. Some of that. That's pretty good. Approximation of this thing. If you've taken art history classes, I know some of you have and are, you can find all kinds of things to use as an example. So this is indigo blue. So maybe keep this from looking too dull. It's just like a dark gray marker and give it some little life. That's better. Oh, I put that painting up, definitely. I think I want a shadow underneath the canvas, maybe a little bit of a shadow on the wall there. Shadow coming over here. Shadow under there. So this needs to be like a little bit color on some of this stuff too. Um, oh, Okay, how about that? I think I'm going to just ink my these track light luminaires are white, so oh, okay. I missed on that. That's oops. That's the thing. There we go. I think I need a little bit of. I think in some of this, if it gets a little too like you lose detail too much, then I think inking is a nice way to come back and just put contours back on things. See stuff right here. And so another thing to be careful of is having your vanishing points too close together. This is, maybe could have been nicer, have them a little farther apart. Or if they have to be only this far apart, then maybe slightly smaller scale in there. But that's, I think that's good. I could mess around with it a little bit here and there, but this is the general idea of starting from scratch and getting a sketch, clean up the sketch, and then start to apply. You can start to apply gray as just like to get some shadow, just so you can see volume. But then colors, try to keep it, start light. If you need to darken, you can darken. Once it's dark, it's pretty tough to lighten it. Okay. Okay.
Okay, it's good.
Great. So do it just like that.
Easier said than done.
Oh, I know. All
Or I
right.
should say easy for you.
That's true. Well, that is easy for me with lots and lots of experience. So this is your time to start getting sort of like building up your experience. All right. I'll see you Wednesday and we'll work on this in class.
Thank you. And you're going to do
Thank you.
watercolors on Wednesday?
I will bring watercolor.
Okay,
Yes, I've got a watercolor set. I will bring that.
perfect. And you're definitely okay with us copying everything and trying multiple
Yep.
colors or color schemes or
Yes.
something like that? Okay.
Yes, I think it's important to, because you're first, when you can use this to work out what your colors are going to be.
Great.
You
I'll do
don't
that.
necessarily know right away, so.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Duffy. Have a good night.
Welcome. You too.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Welcome.
Have a good night.
Night.
Thank you.